Schwab angin sedang ya ke kubor, ni kerpat ipi ki nongpek, ban subscribe ya ni ke channel, ban klik ya notification bell, pen yo kloy ki kubor na ke jela.
Friends from the media, I'd like to welcome all of you here. I'd like to thank you for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure and an honor for me to come to this beautiful state. As you know, we recently did the Bharat Jodo Yatra. We walked from Kanyakumari in the deep south of India to Srinagar in the extreme north. A journey of almost 4,000 kilometers. It took us slightly more than 4 months. And the reason we were forced to do this was because the BJP and the RSS, who are running the government in India today, have captured every single institution of the Indian state. Whether it is parliament, or it is the media, it is the bureaucracy, the election commission, the judiciary, all these institutions are under pressure, are being attacked by the ideology of the RSS and the BJP. And basically, they refuse to accept that India has multiple ideas. That India is not one idea, not one community, not one language, not one religion. But India is many, many different ideas, many different religions, many different communities, many different languages, many different cultures. And that is what the Bharat Jodo Yatra was about. It was a journey of appreciating these different languages, different cultures, different religions. And it was not so much a journey of speaking. It was a journey of listening, of trying to understand and trying to appreciate the diversity of this country. There were members who walked with us from every single state, including Meghalaya. And every one of us appreciated this diversity. You could see as you moved from state to state, there was a completely different idea, completely different culture, completely different language. And that is really the beauty of our country. You have your own culture, your traditions, your religion, your history, your traditions. And the reason I'm here is because the ideology of the BJP, and specifically the RSS, is trying to attack and destroy your culture, your tradition, your religion. And I'm here to tell you, that we are standing with you in this fight. We are not going to allow the ideology of the BJP to harm your language, your tradition, your religion, your culture, your history. Because for us, that would not be India. That would be violence, that would be anger, that would be hatred, and our country is not a hateful, violent and angry country. It would also be the act of a coward, because only a coward tries to impose his will on another person. Only a coward, it's like the BJP is like a class bully. Do you know have you ever seen many of you must have experienced a class bully? You're in class, there's one fellow who thinks he's stronger than everybody, bullies everybody, doesn't really understand anything. You've seen that person? And then one fine day somebody in the class teaches him a good lesson and he stops bullying. That's what the BJP and the RSS are. They are bullies who think they know everything, understand everything and have no respect for anybody else. And we have to fight them collectively. And the way to fight them is through non-violence, through affection, through love, and through respect of each other's traditions, cultures, languages, and religions. When I come here to Meghalaya, I come here to try and understand your perspective. I come here to try and listen and appreciate your history, your culture, your tradition. I'm wearing this jacket as a sign of respect to your culture and your tradition. Right? And my actions reflect this jacket. So if I was to come here, like the Prime Minister does, and put on this jacket, then attack your religion, attack your culture, attack your history, attack your language, I would be insulting you. Right? So I come here with humility. And I wear this jacket as a sign of respect to you, to your ancestors, to everybody who lived in this state before you. And because I do that, I walk away from Meghalaya with wisdom, with understanding, and with affection. The BJP is attacking all our states. Whether it is Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Meghalaya, Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, every single state is being attacked by the RSS. And one idea is being imposed on all these states. And that is, for us, something that we will resist and we will not accept. Of course, you also know the history of the TMC. You know the violence that takes place in Bengal. You know the scams, the Sharda scams that have taken place. So you're aware of their tradition. They came to Goa, spent huge amounts of money in Goa, and the idea was to help the BJP. And this is exactly the idea in Meghalaya. The idea is to ensure, the TMC's idea in Meghalaya is to ensure that the BJP is strengthened and they come to power. With regards to governance in the state, you're aware of what has been happening. You've been seeing the corruption that is taking place. Today we were having a conversation in the car about the dome of the assembly, and the leaders were telling me that, look, they were building the dome of the assembly and the dome of the assembly collapsed. And I asked them jokingly a question. I said, but did it collapse by mistake, or did they collapse it purposely so they could rebuild it? And they laughed and said, oh, we never thought about that. Maybe they collapsed it on purpose so they could rebuild it and spend some more money rebuilding the dome. The same thing happened during COVID. So when the state required support, protection, the government was busy stealing money that was owed to the people of Meghalaya, to the people who died as a result of COVID. Then there was the rice scam, where almost 1 lakh bags of rice that were meant for the PDS of Meghalaya were found in Assam. And of course, the illegal coal scam, where over 13 lakh metric tons of coal has been mined illegally, and 650 crores have been taken away from you. Speaking again about the BJP, you know the communal polarization that they create. You know about the anti-conversion bill in Karnataka. You see on television the mob lynchings that take place. You understand exactly what they're trying to do. You must have heard a few days ago, I made a speech in Parliament, and I asked the Prime Minister some direct questions. I asked the Prime Minister about his relationship with Mr. Adani. We're talking about corruption in Meghalaya. So I'd like to also mention corruption at the center, which is at a scale that has probably never been seen, ever, in Indian history before. One businessman, close friend of the Prime Minister, goes from being the 609th richest man in the world to the second richest man in the world. Matter of years. He owns the ports, the airports, he does construction, he dominates the defense industry, he dominates the apple trade in Himachal Pradesh. Every single business is open to him, he has access to it. Why? Because he is close to the Prime Minister. And I asked this question to the Prime Minister. I stated all the facts. I showed how, without having any experience in the airport business, Mr. Adani gets the most profitable airports in the country. He gets Bombay Airport, which is the most valuable airport in the country, and he gets it after the people running the Bombay Airport are pressurized with the CBI and with the ED. He controls the defense relationship with Israel. Whenever the Prime Minister goes abroad, Mr. Adani gets a gift. Prime Minister goes to Bangladesh, Mr. Adani gets a gift. Prime Minister goes to Australia, Mr. Adani gets a gift. Prime Minister goes to Sri Lanka, Mr. Adani gets a gift. In fact, in Sri Lanka, a gentleman who was involved clearly stated that the president of Sri Lanka, Mr. Rajapaksa, told him that the contract has to be given to Mr. Adani because Mr. Modi has told him to do so. So I asked these questions and I said, this is the proof. Airports, ports, coal, power, defense. Here is the proof. What is your relationship with Mr. Adani. And I also showed a picture when Mr. Adani and Mr. Modi are sitting in Mr. Adani's aircraft and Mr. Modi is relaxing as if it's his own home. And I asked the question, what is your relationship with this man? You should tell the people of this country what exactly is the relationship between Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Adani. Mr. Modi did not answer a single question. In fact, he asked me a question and he said, why is my name Gandhi and not Nehru? He avoided the entire discussion and he didn't answer a single question. Now, I gave the speech in Parliament and then you notice that Mr. Modi is all over television while he gives his speech. But my speech is nowhere to be seen. It's not visible in the media, not heard about in the newspapers, not seen on the channels. And the reason is that the media of this country is completely controlled by 2 or 3 large industrialists who have a relationship with the Prime Minister. So we can't even express ourselves in the media anymore. And that was one of the reasons we decided to do the Bharat Jodo Yatra, where we listened to the people of this country and we expressed what this country is going through, what this country is feeling. The biggest questions that arose, and there were 2 central questions. The first question that arose was the large-scale unemployment that is taking place in this country. And I'm aware that it is the same issue in Meghalaya, that you have huge amounts of unemployment. And the second issue was the rising prices. Rising prices in petrol, diesel, gas cylinders, and food products in general. And this was the pain that the nation was feeling. Huge rise in prices, massive concentration of wealth in 2 or 3 people's hands, unemployment, and the division and the hatred that the BJP is spreading. But these are some things that we are committed to fighting. Now I'd like to come to what the Congress party is saying in this beautiful state of yours. First of all, 47 out of our 60 candidates are fresh, young, below the age of 45, and 10 of them are women. And it is our aim to connect to the aspirations of the young voter, to show a youthful Congress party, but also a Congress party that has experience. And we are talking about providing Meghalaya with an inclusive vision that will take all members of Meghalaya's society forward together. There are 5 major commitments that we're making, and I'd like to mention them to you. The first is focused on empowering women, and what we are proposing is for single mothers below the poverty line, we will give 3,000 rupees every month, 36,000 rupees annually. We will target unemployment and give 1 job per household in Meghalaya. We will make sure that the people of Meghalaya get uninterrupted power supply to their houses and to industry. We will fight the menace of drugs and try and provide a drug-free Meghalaya with strict action against peddlers. And we will provide support to those who are addicted to drugs by setting up de-addiction centers. And finally, we will give you a corruption-free Meghalaya with total transparency in all government transactions by bringing in a new law. So, once again, I thank you very much for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure for me to come. And I think the next time I come, I will come when there is no election, and I will spend 5 or 6 days here with you. Spend some time with you and travel a little bit in your beautiful state. To conclude, I'd like to repeat, we are here to defend your culture, to defend your language, to defend your religion. And I'm here as a partner, as a friend, and I come here with humility to learn and to understand from your history, your tradition, and your culture. I request you to support the Congress Party, to vote for our candidates, our young candidates, our experienced candidates, and ensure that we have a thumping majority in the state. Thank you very much. All the best. Jai Hind.
Meghalaya TMC kan Wanlam Shapi ya Meghalaya Financial Inclusion for Women Empowerment Scheme. Hapo kanika scheme on pen poi pisa shi hajating kashi banai kata kharar hajating kashi snap shaki kinthei haman la kilong yeng kum kala Jingkyrshan bai banai.
Hakane ka ap nyau trek urempang Shan ya kasap jong pi haki artli kisentil bat Jingkyrshan ya ka Meghalaya TMC.